Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I'm Myrna Loy of Blackbright News, and today's video is about the colour of our skin. Is white better? Is light better? Is dark bad? Is dark not nice? Now, you get so many people chastising people and blaming people and shaming people who bleach their skin. Now, you might say, oh, you're light, you wouldn't understand. I do understand. Because I still have people saying, oh, because I wear wigs, or because I do this, or because I do that, I'm trying to look white. But what is white? And where did those kind of accusations come from? Sometimes people don't realise that when a person bleaches their skin, despite knowing that there is toxic implications, skin damage, even death, and they still do it, that is a mental disorder. That has to do with something that they see in the mirror that they do not like. So they look in the mirror, something like Michael Jackson, he had so many nose jobs. And it was because he kept looking in the mirror and he saw something that he didn't like. They call it body dysmorphic disorder or something, where you see something hideous about yourself. And that's what happens with black people. Whether you're light, whether you're dark, it doesn't matter. And you have to think about where it stems from. Where is that division coming from? Sometimes you see dark people who marry light-skinned people. And I remember my mother, she's dark and she married a light-skinned man. And she said it was to give her children a better chance. So she was already colonialized. And, that is like so many people even today. People why talk about slavery? But you know what? There are so many of us who are psychologically enslaved. Our foreparents were fed with the Bible that showed parts of the Bible that said black people were inferior, or they chose to interpret it that way and shove it down our throats. You have the media with the white version of beauty. If you go on Google and you put in beautiful, you hardly ever see any black images come up. What does that say to a black person? If you put up a black male, yeah, you see a lot of black dark-skinned men. But if you put in black female, you see all the different ranges. And all of those things, even though you don't realise it, it affects you, it affects the individual psychologically. I used to have a friend, she's dead now. She was much darker than me, but she was constantly bleaching her skin. They used to have a cream called Artra in my day. It was in a blue tub and it said skin toning. And the design behind that was to clear blemishes, to smooth your skin, to make sure that your skin was even. But what it was a bleaching cream. And it wasn't until years after we had some warnings about it that people stopped using it. But now they're using all kinds of different other creams. In Jamaica, it is rampant. And they're putting it all over their body. They're bathing in it. And you can see how their skin is thinning. And they think it's a fashion. They don't realise what they're doing. Is it fashionable to look light skinned? It doesn't even look natural. So where am I going with this? People need to understand that how you were born is beautiful. We have to reinforce black beauty, regardless of the shade. And when you think like from the way back, you had the house slaves who were light, they were kept in the house, and the field slaves who was in the field, and they were usually dark skinned. Already the division was created to create enmity between the two shades, to make it seem as though the lighter skin is superior. Even you find it in India, you find it in Asia, you find it in the Arab states, you find everywhere throughout the world where they consider the darker skin as being less beautiful. It's only in certain parts of Africa the natural black person is revered. But how many people go to those sites and check what black beauty looks like? Not many. So we're stuck in a situation where we're constantly conditioned, where those who are in the movies, where those who are the man's wives are all light, they have long hair. And you know, you look at yourself and you think, oh, my hair is so difficult, my hair is so nappy. You know, all of those things that we've made to believe that we are a difficult race because we are dark. I don't know how many of you saw that black doll, the doll example, where they put children, black children, in front of two dolls, a white doll and a black doll. And all the black children chose the white doll as being nice, as being beautiful, and the black doll as being ugly and bad. And when the person who was conducting the survey said, and what do you look like? They had to resort to picking up the black doll, which they had just said was bad and ugly. Do you know what that does to a child? I don't know if they gave that child those children any psychological help. I don't know if they spoke to them and talked them through the process or talked them through history, so that they didn't grow up believing that. I don't know. But we do know that so many people, so many black people, feel as though they are not good enough, that they're not beautiful, because they have been conditioned, they have been brainwashed, and it's constant. And even now today, I was looking at the TV the other day and I was thinking to myself, why are they showing so many mixed couples? I mean, majority of adverts. I mean, at first they started putting black people on and I'm like, whoa, how come we're seeing so many black adverts? Because you never saw blacks on adverts in the UK. And over maybe the last year, 9 months or a year, we started seeing black people on adverts. Now, couples, they're not two black couples, black man and black woman. It's a black man with a white woman or a black woman with a white man. What is that doing to the psyche? What is that telling us? What is that telling the people with the unsuspecting mind? It's reinforcing the fact that you need to get away from your black counterpart. If you want to get on TV, if you want to get a part, if you want to be successful. People like Lenny Henry, who's dark, sometimes they look on him, he's a comedian. He's laughing at himself. He makes jokes. Sidney Poitier, he stood his ground. Guyanese are very, very strong in that. Stood his ground and he said he would not take any inferior parts. And that's why he was always portrayed as the educated. The whatever. I don't even know if he married a black woman or a white woman. I really don't know. I'm not even sure if it's relevant here. But my point is that black people need to realize that if they do not like what they see when they look in the mirror, it's a mental disorder, because there is no way you can change it. If you're lighter, you know, if you get your nose job. I mean, when you think about it, white people, they are going through an identity crisis as well. They now want thick lips. They now want their tanning to get darker skin. They're now wearing weaves, what we do. And wigs and goodness knows what. They're getting bum injections. They're getting big boobs. They're more or less trying to look like black people, but in a white skin. So what is that about? And if black people could actually look at white people to see that they are trying to emulate us in so many different ways, that should tell them there is something beautiful about the black person and it doesn't need to change. For a lot of people, it's too late. Sometimes I bring out these videos, like I said, after the horse has bolted. There are so many who are bleaching, and I doubt if those are bleaching are even going to look at this video, because they're just going to think that I'm shaming them, but I'm not. I'm trying to let them understand that it is because there is a problem. It's because they've been indoctrinated. It's because they do not realize how psychologically they've been manipulated. And that is what I'm trying to get to, because until you can rechange the mind, you're not going to change the outcome. So we can talk till the cows come home, and people can shame them till the cows come home. But there is a serious problem here, and it needs to be addressed. And that is we just need to positively reinforce that black is beautiful. I wonder, when you saw me with this wig on, did you have, for a split second, what did you think? As opposed to me with my short, nappy in quotes hair. In your opinion, do I look more beautiful with the wig? Or do I look the same? Your opinion doesn't really matter, to be honest, because, you know, I wear wigs because I feel like wearing wigs, and I take them off when I feel like taking them off. For me, I prefer myself natural without the wig because it's less hassle. I feel naturally beautiful, and I know whoever is watching me or listening to me, they're listening to me because of what I have to say, not because of the way I look. So many people, they go on these videos and they glam themselves up just to make themselves beautiful because that is the pull. I don't want to do that, because regardless of what I look like, I'm the same spirit, I'm the same soul. So anyway, back to the point. Black people, you're beautiful, dark skin, light skin, or in between, like me. That's all for now. Bye-bye.